Have started.
Or-
So, real quick, man, introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Christopher Vasilakos. I go to San Diego State University. I'm the vice president of SDSU Skate Club, and my major is political science.
Oh,
That's a little bit about me.
that's awesome, bro. What year was your guys' club founded?
The year our club was founded was like 2024, well, 2024, 2025. I wouldn't say we're that old. Like we're about a year and a half old right now.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
so like pretty fresh.
yeah, pretty fresh, but managed to done a lot like in this last like year.
Yeah, it seems like you guys have like done a lot. Like you guys always, every time I look at Instagram, it seems like there's always some shit going on with you
Yeah,
guys.
we try to keep the page active and honestly just the club active itself. As at least in San Diego, there's a lot of skateboarders and just a lot of like of the skate community. So we just try to
Hmm.
keep pretty concurrent with it. And obviously like Go Skate Day was what was it yesterday. So we were
Yeah,
trying
dude. Yeah.
to
Um, so like how many like estimated like how many like people do you have for members?
I would say like active members, we have roughly around like 20 to 30.
Okay.
But it kind of ranges from there because, we have a bunch of people with our events, who just show up, because our events are, free to the public, anyone can just come.
Hmm.
But I would say like at least consistent people, more so around 20.
Okay. Word. All right. So let's get into the actual questions. Like you brought up before, you guys are in the middle of San Diego, like one of the meccas for skateboarding, dude. Kind of like, what is that like? Just being like a little crew in a club, just smack down in the middle of San Diego.
It's actually like it's really cool. We've had a lot of like support about it because there used to be a skate club in SDSU before I was going to school here, but that was during like 2019. But when COVID happened, it kind of just disappeared. So when I came to SDSU, there was no skate club. So when me and Julian, when we were putting this together and getting the ball rolling for it, there was a lot of support, and we've had a lot of support from just skate companies and just like the local shops just in the area. But it's been cool. Like there's a huge skate scene and like great parks, and we've been able to do a lot with it. And just like it's been fun. It's been really fun. It just has to be more excited for like years down because I know our main goal is try to have skateboarding more in like college setting where people can go to school almost for skateboarding or something to do with it.
Yeah, well, 100%, Um, so you said like companies have reached out to you? Like what companies? Any big names?
Yeah, so we actually we have done stuff with independent trucks.
What?
Yeah, we have connections with the owner Rhino. Super super cool. We've gone to some events where like Chris Jocelyn, Grant Taylor, Tom Shar, pretty much the independent team was at. But that's through our shop sponsor. Shout out Slappy's Garage. They've done a lot for us, and we also have like some smaller companies. Like I don't know if you know any names. We have like Skate Mafia and
Oh, hell yeah.
like those have been some more local companies that we've done stuff with, like in the area.
Dude,
But
that's
yeah, no, it's been super cool.
dude, that's super sick, man. I wish, my club out here in Flagstaff get, that type of support.
Yeah, no, it's been really like nice, at least with being in California. But I would say, how is Flagstaff?
Honestly, it's not too bad. You know, it's not the best place to skate, I will say that. It's pretty crusty. Like
Yeah.
the city just doesn't really seem to have like as much money to like properly maintain a lot of the stuff. All of the parks are like have like that old feel, like not like super old where they're classic, but like that kind of like weird ground and like
Yeah, I know what you mean when the
yeah, like that
concrete.
90s where it's
Yeah,
like they almost got it, but not
yeah, and then when you
really.
like fall, it's like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, it's like a cheese grater and like the parks. I like one park is like a BMX park. It's massive. That's what like Aaron Homoki, like Jaws. He'll come to flag and
Oh,
skate that
okay.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing with I don't know if you know Eric Donaldson. He's like kind of the local. super big pro. I think some doomsayers right now.
Oh, really? Damn.
But yeah, it has like a mini mega in the back, which is dope. But like
That's
if you're
that.
not like really hucking it, like you can't do too much
Yeah.
at that park. There's Bushmaster, which is the oldest park here. I think one of like the founders or like old heads at like California skate parks or some shit like that built it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's like on paper it's good. It's just I don't know. This has not been like super well maintained, and it's kind of weird. Like up until recently, there was just cracks everywhere at every like bank, bottom of the banks that would
Yeah, no,
just like take you
dangerous.
out for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm originally from Las Vegas, and like, we have like, there's a growing skate scene in there, but it's
Yeah,
kind of the same deal with the parks. Like, a lot of the parks are older, and like, yeah, and there's just like cracks starting to form in the concrete. Like, it's not like unskateable, but it's definitely, where you'll see like big, divots in the ground and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's definitely like the parks aren't like bad necessarily. You just have to be used to them, you know.
Yeah, there's
And
over.
I'm from Phoenix, where we have all these crazy
Oh,
parks and super
yeah.
nice
I know.
stuff. So it was definitely was a little bit of a shock to me when I got here, and it was like, like 2 hours away, dude. We have like some of the best parks in the
I
country, and now
know.
like here it's kind of like all weird. Like what the hell is going on, you know?
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it's
hopefully with time, especially just like I really like, with this, bringing clubs together and just like pushing it because, I think it'll just push skateboarding as a whole and, get it more recognized.
yeah. Well, I mean, 100%. That's like one of my biggest goals. Like when I started, like set out to do this, I was kind of like I want like every park or like every university to have like a skate park, you know? Like if they
Yeah,
can have
yeah.
like a gym, like a climbing wall and like
Yeah, just like
any
yeah, just a space.
yeah.
Been a big project we've been like trying to do because like even though like San Diego is super like at least the city is super like there's skate parks, there's a lot of companies like I'd say the school is kind of in this weird spot right now like with like this campus police and and us you
Yeah.
know
Have you guys had any like problems with police? I heard one time you guys got like kicked off of campus.
Yeah, we do. We do run into problems with the police. We used to have this one area we used to throw all of our events at, and it was just kind of known on camp. It was like this plaza type area that had was like the only place that didn't have any skate stops on it. It was like had pretty decent ledges and just like good flat ground, and like we'd throw events there. But just recently, like the police have been getting really honest about it, and we actually had to move to this parking garage that was like a little bit away from campus at like the bottom floor, and we had to only hold our events at night. But I mean, it's weird because this school is like wants there to be more skateboarding, but then like there's this whole thing with like liability, you know.
Yeah.
So it's been like this kind of process we've been trying to like get around. But I know like we have this center which is it's called the SDSU skate center, and
Mhm.
it's run by the like art the arts and letters district of our school. They're a huge help. They've definitely been the biggest help to actually get us connections like with the area. But one of the projects they're going into is like skate art. Like I don't know if you've seen like like how like France and like I've mainly seen Europe like there's like urban areas that have like they're not like skate parks, but they're
Yeah, like in
like
Denmark, dude. Like
yeah, they're like art pieces, but they're meant to be skated on.
yeah, like there's that like ramp in the parking garage with coping on it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And we've been like with the school, we've been really trying to push to get something kind of like that. But it's just kind of going through this like paperwork and
Yeah.
just with the school itself.
That's awesome. So like I mean, we talked about like what my it's kind of like what my views with college skateboarding are. Where are like some of your guys's, or at least your point of view of what you want to see with college skateboarding? You know?
Yeah, honestly, like we want to, growth and just people, for provide an area where people can really just express themselves. I know, like our goal too is, to have a shared space, where people can, freely skating, yeah, people skating kind of do what they, how they want to express themselves. But that's like kind of the same thing. Like maybe like at least for us here, a skate park is probably unrealistic just because of like our area. It's just we
Yeah.
don't really have the room for it. But just honestly, any kind of space where people can freely skate and and just honestly, yeah, and just express themselves through it. Like one thing I've learned about this club, it's skateboarding is a lot more than skateboarding. We have a lot of members who are like into like media, art, music, and honestly just kind of like whatever we've been offered to. And it's been really cool. It's been really cool we've seen come together. Like we have a few members who are like into graphic design. They'll make like art for like merch, which has been super cool. Like we're trying to get merch pushed out right now.
Yeah.
But I think like our big focus is just growth and just kind of getting universities to recognize skateboarding as something more than just like a hobby.
Yeah. I mean, like 100% through our club alone, like one of my officers through our club started like his own clothing brand and
That's
everything, with a guy he met through the club. So it's definitely
uh,
more than just skateboarding. And I feel like not even like just colleges, but like people in general don't really realize that it's more like glue to keep like creative people together, if
oh,
that
one
makes sense.
that. Yeah. No, I totally get that. Like I met like we've had like some like meetings with like people who are in like skate advocacy, like people who get these skate parks like, built, and stuff and like design them. And that's something that's been was super interesting to me, kind of seeing, skateboarding as an industry and like the, inside of it, and like how people, get like skate parks built and just like kind of getting the ball rolling on all of that. And I was just like, damn, there's so much more into this.
Yeah. Our last president, because I recently became the president of this club. The
Oh,
one
word.
before me, he actually did that on he's from Hawaii. He's from
Oh,
Lanai, which is a small little
that's
island with
crazy.
one
Yeah.
town on it. And like he was like the big leading factor between like them getting like a brand new skate park. So
Yeah.
it's definitely like it's kind of crazy like seeing skateboarding always represents itself and always like just going past and just like doing tricks and hanging out with your friends always becomes something more, which
Oh,
I always find
yeah.
so interesting.
Yeah, I think it's just like with the importance of like community.
Hmm.
Like, I think that's one thing I really like about skateboarding is like, it's just like community. And yeah, like, you're going in your boat, but you're with your friends or with your group, and you guys are all just, with each other and just like hanging out. But it's like y'all are sharing the same interest with it.
Yeah. So, what are some thoughts about skateboarding maybe becoming like a college sport? Because that's been a little bit controversial. Not everyone sees it as a sport. Not everyone wants it to
Yeah.
be like in the Olympics or like street leagues and stuff like that. So, kind of like, what is your thought about that?
Personally, like, I can be for it, but more so in the sense of like pushing skateboarders as like individuals, like, build their own careers. Cause like, there are, competitive skateboarders who are really talented. There's like the X Games, there's like Street League. Like, I do push those kind of settings. Like, I don't think skateboarding should be kind of like, I think there should be kind of like a balance with it, in
Hmm.
kind of way, like kind of like how like basketball has like street like basketball like pickup games, and then then there's like the NBA. Like
Yeah.
still keep the culture in it, but I wouldn't want to see skateboarding just become like you know like this surface level like thing. That's one
Hmm.
thing. Like I would because like I want to push skateboarding any way I can, where the world can recognize it as something, but not have it become just like this surface level thing now, where it's just like maybe like a trend.
Yeah. I'm all for it, only if it doesn't like push out the smaller brands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep culture alive still.
what's your school's like athletic sponsor? Like is it Nike, Adidas?
Yeah, it's Nike. Yeah, it's
Yeah, so like it would be cool if every skater who's at San Diego State gets Nike stuff, but is that gonna really hurt the smaller brands like Etnies and Lakai
oh,
and
that's true.
you
Yeah,
know,
and it's like and you're talking about like small shops, just in the area.
yeah.
Like,
Will they be able to sponsor, or will they just not have enough money to do that?
yeah, I've definitely thought about that because like in our area, like this one shop, it's called Slappy's Garage. They're kind of like the known San Diego. like company. Like they're definitely like more just like local in San Diego, but everyone in San Diego I know like supports them and wants them to keep going. And they've been also just a huge help to us. So like it'd be super cool, if like Nike, yeah, like if Nike was like making like skate like branded clothes for students. But at the same time, like I wouldn't, yeah, want like, smaller companies that are important to us get pushed out because of it.
Exactly. Like, and there's that whole like deal with like NIL. So like, would like Lakai be able to come in and like sponsor somebody, or is that gonna get blocked? You know, it's like a lot of questions like that. Like, will
Yeah.
there be schools that are like other like Santa Cruz schools or like NHS schools or whatever? And you know, would you only be able to like write their products or like can you mix and
Yeah,
match? Like,
it
what's
just
going
makes
on with it? You
like
know?
yeah, it's like this territorial thing. Like, what companies can you represent? Because like, I don't know. I think you should be able to, express how like you should be able to express yourself how you want. Not have to be able
Exactly.
to like be like a billboard for a brand because you're a
Yeah.
skate.
Yeah. It's like questions like that that like kind of makes at least me like hesitate a little, saying like, is this like really what's best for skateboarding, or is this kind of what's best for people who want to make money off skateboarding? You know?
Yeah, that's like something like I think about too. Especially like pushing into college. Like, would skateboarding be like like a college sport? Like, would only like I guess like skateboarders be like kind of like athletes? Kind of viewed like that,
Yeah.
or like would it still be like something where anyone could be a part of? Because I know like at least with our club, like that's what's kind of the big thing about it is like especially with SDSU. SDSU is a really big Greek life school, like party school.
Yeah.
So a lot of like, but Greek life, you have to go through like this whole initiation process and you have to get picked and all this stuff. You have to go through all this work to actually get in. But like our kind of whole joke was like, well, we'll just let anyone in. Like anyone can be a part. You don't have to like go through this whole initiation process or like just process, like just be yourself and just
Yeah. No, I've heard like similar things too. Like with our club, we're super opening and inviting, even though we're not like big on Greek life here. Um, I like Arizona State, like the ASU guys,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like very similar to you guys in a lot of
Yeah, that's what I would
ways.
say. ASU and
Yeah,
SDSU are probably like the closest, I would say, like schools, like when it comes to that.
yeah. And like talking to their skate club and knowing those guys personally because we're both in Arizona.
Yeah,
Like they're so like opening and inviting to everyone. They don't really care what your background is in skateboarding. They just do it. And the same thing with like Oklahoma. Big frat school, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
talking to the president, he was like, I specifically started this because people didn't fit into the frats,
Yeah,
and I
that
wanted
was
like outlet.
yeah, that was kind of the same reason with us. Like, it was, there's kind of this whole joke with it. That's kind of like when it goes into like, talking about making skateboarding as a sport, that's kind of something I wouldn't want to see happen where like, you'd have to be like a top tier athlete to, be able to like do skateboarding in a college setting.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like it would definitely have to be a split, like
Yeah,
from like the clubs as they are now, and then a different thing with the
yeah,
school's athletic department or whatever. And that's even if like maybe like a scholarship sport shouldn't be considered and they should just be club sports, where you have more freedom to do what you want, and
yeah,
there's not that much money on the table, so the schools aren't trying to like stick their fingers in the pie to kind of see what they can take from it. So it's kind of like those things in particular is like what I'm looking for going forward, seeing it's like what should we do as a organization.
yeah. No, I totally get that. And like it's definitely something that we've been thinking about. But I think like at least for right now, since we're still also just trying to grow, like as our club is still pretty young and we've just I would say this some like last semester, I would say is really when we got recognized by like the school and like, just the school in general, like, okay, like y'all are like a legit club, you guys got things going on. Where overall the students know about us now. Like I think what we want to do is, kind of just like push like skate advocacy, maybe less like skateboarding being a sport, but more just like recognizing skateboarding as like something that isn't going anywhere. Like the creation of skate parks or like places where, skate spaces and colleges. because like
Yeah,
places where people can go to and skate or express themselves in some kind of way.
exactly. Like, like universities have all this money, and even like on your school where it's like, tight on space, you can't, you telling me you can't build like a couple ledges and just let us out of it, you
No,
know?
exactly. Like, just like because we have all these like what could be like definitely like skate spots on campus, but they're just skate stopped, and we just have campus police, just harassing us. Um, I think that's one thing I love is just like being able to just let skateboarders like go like skate on campuses and not have to deal with that.
Yeah, and I've definitely seen like a correlation with like the bigger the school is, the more strict they are. Like NAU, not a super big school. We are growing, but
Yeah,
Flagstaff has a very like kind of like hippie culture, very liberal.
yeah.
There's not like we're not massive like the other two state colleges here, so they let us skate almost anywhere.
So
So, but like with you guys, with ASU especially, like they're so strict. They skate stop like anything that they think is even possible to be skated.
yeah, yeah, and it's just that's so crazy to me.
I know
Cause
it's
like,
like if they just put half the amount of like time and energy into just a skate space that they do like skate stopping stuff, like there would be zero problems with it.
oh, for sure, and I don't like think skateboarding is like honestly. I know they like because with us, like we will go and ask them like, okay, like why, like why you guys so like about it, and they always say liability, just like oh if you guys get hurt, you're gonna sue. So I think one thing that'd be important is to have some kind of way, maybe for people who are club members or who are in skateboarding can have like some kind of way, where they can have like I don't know, like a waiver or something they can sign where it's like, well, I know the liability risk of it, but like I already know it. So if I do get hurt, I'm not gonna sue you guys, like, or take you guys to court.
Have you guys, or are you guys even allowed to like try and be a sports club? Because that might be a way to get that waiver in. Is like if you're a
Um,
sports club.
I mean, I don't think we haven't really thought about that yet. I because like with the school, like actually technically we're not even affiliated like with SDSU right now because we actually took this out of a book. We have this one club in our it's like the rock climbing club, and they're right now the biggest club in our campus, but they're not affiliated with the school. Just because like putting events together and just like stuff like that, you have to go through all of this like paperwork with the school. Like we used to be wrecking like last year we were trying to do that, but like every event we did, we had to do it like a month in advance and like go through like all these liability forms. And after we kind of like, all right, we're just gonna, obviously just have our club just continue going and kind of just be outside of SDSU. It's been a lot easier. But I didn't really think about that, having SDSU skate be recognized as a sports club because maybe that would be a way to get like just like camp, a way for us not to, be able to skate on campus and not have to really worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know like some schools, if you're a sports club, they'll give you funding for travel and
Yeah,
to competitions, which could just be like a
yeah.
weekend trip to LA or San Francisco
No,
or
yeah.
wherever.
Yeah, we've heard about that too. I mean, at least like when it comes to like funding, I mean, right now we've been doing fundraisers. So like, we'll go, to the city of San Diego, put a fundraiser together, and thankfully, like our sponsors are always super for it. We'll get like a raffle going. Like we were able to raise a good amount of money to where now we'll have merch, and then like we'll try selling those merchandise. But we'll probably this coming up year look more into getting funding from the school and like being recognized because now we're definitely a lot more just like internally structured.
Hmm.
That was kind of an issue with us for these last few years. It was kind of just like our president kind of just doing everything and figuring it out.
Oh
But
yeah,
obviously, running a club is a lot of work,
yeah.
and it's so like now we actually have a full out exec board. We actually have a house too with the exec board that I'll be living in. So we will.
What?
It's super sick. Like that's one thing I'm really excited for is we have a skate house.
Dude, that's what Michigan State has, bro. And those
Yeah.
guys get fucking wild there.
No,
They yeah,
it's super cool. And like
I
hopefully
yeah, I've like talked to them, and homie showed me a video of somebody doing a backflip off of their garage
crazy.
at a party. Allegedly, this dude was cold stone sober, not a drop of
No.
weed or alcohol in his system doing that
And he
shit.
just sent it?
He just sent it. I saw the video,
That's
bro. He like did a
crazy.
full backflip and everything. I don't know. Apparently, it's to promote like a t-shirt brand, but like they're like, yeah, that's like a half of like the shit that gets wild at our place. So,
Yeah, that's like something we've been thinking about, is our obviously parties, but also like
hmm
house shows. House shows kind of been a big thing for us. We threw our first house show ever at the end of last semester, and it went really well. And like we were like we could honestly like, and we just had it be for free and just like free entry, but like we had a lot of people show up, and it was like honestly we could put like a cheap door fee, like $3 per person, like maybe $3 for dudes,
yeah,
unless you can like kickflip like first tee.
yeah,
But yeah. But that's something we've been thinking about too. Just like little ways to get, funding before we have to go with the school. Because at least with SDSU, they just make things a little difficult,
yeah,
with like getting events rolling. There's a lot of like scheduling ahead of time.
yeah. So I kind of want to walk it back for a second and I'm just curious, like, how did the club all start? Like, where did the idea come from? Like, who kind
Yeah.
of really pushed it forward?
So it started off with our president Julian. Literally, just he just put out some flyers around campus, just saying like first event, we were gonna go skate this one park. It's called Linda Vista. We have like this tram station, so everyone can in the train pretty much goes to the skate park, and it's like a little bit of a skate to the park. But yeah, he put the flyer out, and then me and like a buddy of mine saw it, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll go to it. And it was just me, our now president, and just like a few other guys, and we were just skating and we are just talking to him about it. And he was like, yeah, I want to put this club together, don't really know what I'm doing. And a lot of us were like, yeah, we're like with it if you need like help. And it kind of just went from there, from after like these little skate park trips to then we would throw little events on campus, and it kind of really just went from that, just kind of throwing flyers around on campus saying like, oh, we're a club, like show up here at this time, to skate. And people just started showing up, and it really just went from there. And then eventually, like, we met the SDSU Skate Center. We met some professors who are like we actually have a professor who's a skate advocate. His name's Dr. Naftali, and he actually like he goes to the Olympics. He's gone to like all these like he's not like as a skateboarder, but like as for it's like for skate a skate ambassador. It's like such an interesting thing to me. Like yeah, just like he's a guy who promotes like skateboarding, you know, and he's been a huge help. But yeah, it's to get the for us getting the club off the run, it's mostly just been flyers and just putting stuff out on Instagram.
Okay. So, what does like the skate center do exactly?
So they put together a lot of like big events with like big names and just like pushing skateboarding out as a cause. They're actually behind this skate art that's planning on being pushed. We're just kind of piggybacking off of them. But they have been like the main like runner-ups for these like big events on campus that get skateboarding recognized. They had a bunch of guys who were like architects for skate parks come in and like have like a conference, a little conference where students can come in and learn about you know how skate parks get built. And they definitely do a lot of like lectures about
Okay.
skateboarding. We had the owner of Vans, Steve Van Doren, come in with the female skater named Bryce. She was like in the Olympics, and like they'd come in, talk about skateboarding, and it's like how they got together, and students come in there and learn about it. They also have had the photographer Atiba.
Oh, what?
Yeah, yeah, come to the campus and we got to meet him, and then like a female skater from a DGK. That was super cool. But yeah, they definitely put together a lot of these like large scale events, and they're definitely more for like skate advocacy and like getting skateboarding recognized in college. And I know what they're trying to push for is for like students to get scholarships to like study skateboarding.
Dude, that would be sick.
Like, yeah, and which would be super sick. Like that's what I mean. Like even though there wasn't a skate club in SDSU, like the time I came, like as a freshman, there was definitely like internal parts like going on the campus. There was just no student body for it
Dude,
until like now.
that's pretty sick, honestly. I wish
Yeah,
more schools had something like that.
it's been a huge help. Like, there's been that's like one thing I'm really grateful about with like this school so far is there's a lot of support. Like, there was no club, but there was a lot of support with it, which kind of
Uh,
just made us kind of lucky because we kind of came in here having no idea what we were doing.
okay, yeah. You kind of mentioned this like a little earlier, but you guys have a exec board now. So like, how exactly did like the leadership and like the officer team like work
Yeah,
before, and how
just
does it do it like now?
so yeah. So our exec board consists of actually. Let me pull up. I actually have like a file of just like every single because we have a few people that like do certain stuff. Just give me one
Oh, good.
second. Oh wait, that's photos. I have like my computer up right now. We have like a Google Drive just full of just like
Bro,
all
I
of
got
this,
my
all the
laptop here behind me. I have like my two monitors for my actual computer. Like,
yeah,
dude, I feel like I'm in like a fucking war center right now.
dude, that's sick. I'm like right now. I'm actually like crashing at my roommate's like well not my roommate, one of my friend's apartments because like I didn't want to go home for the summer and my friend was like, well, my lease is still going but I'm going home, so he's like, you can just crash at mine. And I was like, bet. And I was like, I can stay at school. So yeah, we have 9 officers, ranging from, so we have our president, who is Julian, at the center. Then there's me, vice president, Chris, and then we have we have a treasurer, and then we also have for outreach and communications, chief of media, chief of event planning, coordinator of beginner and new member outreach. That's something we've been really trying to work on like recently is new member outreach,
Mm-hmm.
just like getting new people and also like getting beginners into the club. Cause like that's one thing we've noticed. There's a lot of people who like want to get into skateboarding, but they're like, oh, I'm just like intimidated. Like I've thought like everyone in skate club was like super good, and like don't get me wrong, like we do have a lot of good skateboarders, but we also do have a lot of beginners who are just like starting or like this is like their first day skating. And then we have our chief of marketing, and that's about it.
Dude,
But
okay.
we pretty much just delegate work, especially now, like since we have these bigger events going on, and now we have like merchandise going, and we actually have money in the club now. So like our big thing was, getting a treasurer, getting someone to market, a marketer, just marketer. Though he more so like kind of runs like how like the clothes look or like just stuff looks and who we get and how it gets manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
Um, our our chief of outreach and communications, her name's Denise. She's a huge help in the club. She is also a graphic designer, so she's a really good artist, but she definitely deals with most of like just talking about like what's kind of going on with the school and the club and just kind of making sure we're all on the same page. What I mostly do is just one, just managing the club internally and also just helping our president Julian delegate work,
Okay.
but also kind of making sure everyone's on the same page and everyone's like on task. And then, we have our chief of media, Roy, which he just, he runs like the film side of it, all of our footage, all of our editing, all of our, where all the media is. Cause we have like a lot of footage and that's just so much stuff. Like I just can't wrap my head around.
Have you guys like put out like a full part or?
We want to, and we're supposed to by the end of this summer. It's just like, I think our biggest issue right now is getting editors, people who just are willing to sit down and just go through all of it. Like we have the video, like we have like the video, like the video we want in the making. It's just it's not done yet. But we mostly just have like a lot of like smaller like videos like
Okay.
of events we'll throw or just like skate trips or just like skate clips we'll get.
Okay.
And like we have a few people that are on the media team who do like filming, photography, and like their own like little like side media stuff. But we do want to put a full proper part out, especially like from this last year, because we have a bunch of footage. You know, we went to a bunch of skate events. We got to go to Halloween Hellbomb,
Hell
which that
yeah.
was crazy. That was insane.
Dude, I
But
bet.
yeah, still trying to put that together though.
Yeah. Um, Going back to what you said about beginner outreach and how people want to like start getting to clubs, have you guys like done like skateboard lessons?
Yeah, so we just started. So we have a thing called it's called Skate Hers. So that's for like female skate because like that's another thing too is we also want to diversify like men and women in skateboarding as like our club is definitely men dominated.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of but we do have a few female skaters, and there are a good amount of girls, who do want to get into skateboarding. They're just like, timid. They get a little intimidated by it. So we have that, and we have this one girl. Her name's Hannah. She's a STSU alumni, and she'll come down and like, we'll like bring a few features and like extra boards and stuff. And then we just started this thing on Sundays, which is like a beginner like centered skate thing. We'll have like two of our like officers come down to kind of serve as instructors, and then we'll bring down boards and just like helmets and stuff. And and just kind of whoever shows up. They have questions or just want to learn and just kind of skate around and not so much like of a chaotic setting. More of a relaxed space.
Yeah.
But we've been trying to push that out though. It's been kind of hard though.
Yeah, we've done lessons for all 3 years I've been here,
Oh,
and
we're
it's definitely been, yeah, we've had our ups and downs. Like our biggest problem is it starts becoming less of a like a beginner session and more just like a normal session with
yeah.
obstacles every week, you know?
Yeah, that's like kind of a similar thing we were running into. So like what we've been trying to do to kind of like negate that is just like we have a whole separate day, and even like we'll kind of tell some of our members like don't go to this. Like if you like, because like we know some of our members who like skate, and we're like yo like you can hold off on this like, but tell your like friends who want to like learn, and we'll like really just try to push it like this is like a beginner thing. And like we'll usually bring like not as much obstacles either. Like we'll bring like a kicker.
Yeah.
It's mostly just flat ground for the most part, but yeah, it's been that's been this kind of new thing. We'll probably try to do more of it next year though. Yeah.
It's good. Like especially my freshman year, we got like so many new people from doing it, so it's definitely like
Really?
a
Okay.
great thing to do for recruitment, especially to reach out to new people. You know, like
Yeah.
most people who like stick around now, like they either started like right as a freshman and like came to those lessons, or they've just
Yeah.
been around. It's just those guys who just been around like for ages.
Yeah. Cause like yeah, we have a weekly it's like a weekly club meeting, but it's really just like, we bring all of our features and everyone's just skating. And like an hour into the session, we'll kind of like bring everyone together and kind of like go out, just like talk about like if we have anything going on that week that's like, something to look out for. Because sometimes we will. Like we'll try to do an event in the week, like Wednesday. And then we'll try to have something like, even if it's just like someone's going out to go skate like at a park on like the
Yeah.
weekend and just push it. Which has been something really cool. Like one thing I like about this club is like I always have people to skate with now.
Oh, 100%.
All the
Like
time now.
yeah, like when I got to college, yeah, I like a few of my friends from high school showed up, but yeah, we weren't really like clicking, you know, like we were kind of just going our separate ways.
Yeah,
But then
your favorite
like you
stuff.
know, started skating again, joined the skate club, and like now like everyone I've met in skate club are like my lifelong homies, you know.
That's the same thing for me. Like, yeah, I came to school. Like, I had like a homie that I knew from like high school, but they were more so going into Greek life, and I was like, Well, I'm not really trying to go into Greek. You know, Greek life
Yeah,
gets busy. You know, they get busy and people get busy.
yeah,
But like, so I was just like skating all the time by myself, solo. But then like now with skate club, like yeah, there's always someone to skate with, and a lot of these people I've almost everyone I've met in the club now are like my friend, like genuine friends, like
yeah,
people I just hang out with on the regular.
exactly, dude. Like, I know it's just weird, or at least like you don't really see that with like other clubs that much, you know? Like other
Yeah,
clubs, like they're kind of like they'll become like some people become friends and stuff like that, but like rarely would the whole club, be seen, partying together all at one time,
yeah,
or just like simple little kickbacks, or be like, oh, dude, we need to hang out, you know?
yeah. That's something where yeah, I get that because like we've definitely done what we can to push it. This some little last semester. I keep forgetting it's summer.
Yeah,
Uh, last semester, like, but we definitely want to push more like non-skate events. Like watch parties. Like that's why I really want to get this video, like this proper video part out because I
yeah,
want to put like a watch party together. Or yeah, just like we're in San Diego, so we have like the beach. So like what beach day. Or
yeah,
like something I really try to push now is like we'll go skate. And if we're like skating, I'm like, let's go grab food after and like we'll go like to the beach and just try to kick
yeah,
it and just like, just like hang out as friends instead of just like strictly skateboarding.
yeah, and like from my club, like my freshman year, we had, parties like every weekend. Like we would
So
always
sick.
go out and give food. Like we always were doing stuff together, whether that was skateboarding or not, compared to like the past like couple years when I'm sophomore and junior. And I've noticed like a stark difference between like the bonds I made that freshman year to where, those seniors that aren't here anymore, I still talk to and text regularly
That's
compared
so
to,
sick.
sophomore and junior year where we didn't really do that stuff. So, my bonds with those people aren't as strong. I'm not really like texting them as much, except for like the couple exceptions where maybe they did come to my house and we just hanged out for a little bit, you know?
Yeah, or like I know like post grad, it's a weird time for everybody because
Hmm.
that's when they're figuring out their career and just like okay, like some people stay in where their colleges, some people leave because of work.
Yeah,
Like we've had like since our club is pretty new, like we have like a lot of our like seniors have just graduated now.
yeah,
Or like we have like one person who's graduated that we'll still see, every now and then you'll still come to the events or we'll just kick it with them. But like that's one thing I'm really hoping with skate house is because I'm living with 10 of these guys that are in the club and they're all I mean from the most part from like what I know they're all super cool like and like I hang out with them but it'll be cool to like be in a living space and also just have an area that like we can like throw parties at or just have members come to kick it
yeah,
like that's like one I remember like I really want us to like, get some kind of skate house because like we have like where we throw our events at and like but it would be cool to have like a space like would at least for right now that would be really considered our own.
yeah, 100%. That's kind of like what my apartment is. Like
That's good.
the founder used to live here, like in this room
Oh, are you
actually.
serious?
Yes, bro. Our event
So
planner
you're
lives
so
like
you're like in the
upstairs.
presidential suite right now.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of crazy, and like there's just still like just relics from when the old homies lived here. Like we have a trophy for like event of the year
I
still
was
around.
gonna One thing I want to ask is like, how do you guys go about, getting a new exec board, keeping the club alive? Because like, we're new, but that's something we always talk about is, the next generation.
Dude,
How are we gonna go about that? Like, who?
it
And we also just try to like find people like who could possibly fill in those spots, but it's just kind of like a little scary.
yeah. I mean, for us and like for everyone I've talked to dealing with that, it never gets unscary. Like it's always gonna be scary no matter what, because it's something like you spent, like a lot of your late teens, early 20s on, you know?
Yeah.
So it always will be scary. But for us, we do elections every year. So,
Okay.
we kind of have, the club decide its own fate, decide who they think will be best for it. And, that has its problems and stuff. All I can say is like, you know, if you want to make sure like elections are always good and like the right people are voting, the right people are running, have like have like attendance or something. Like have like a sit down meeting every week or so. So people
Yeah,
are like super dedicated to putting on events, stuff like that. Like well, that's what we do every week. We have sit down meetings, so people are actually dedicated, show
I
up, get their
think yeah,
voices heard, you know. And
I think that's
that's
really
how I got
important.
like sucked into it, you know.
Yeah. I think that's
And
something like we can definitely work on
yeah.
as a club. Is like we have like a weekly meeting, but it's more just like a skate, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Just like everyone goes and skates. But I know like our one officer, she talks about that a lot. Like we should try to focus on next semester, having a sit down meeting, just like, yeah, once a week.
Yeah, and you know, for a lot of clubs where skating on campus is not like as easy as us, where literally at any time of the day, if you go to like we have like a specific spot on campus where we're always at, you'll find, like a group of people there. So, like setting aside time for a skate set is never a problem for us.
Yeah.
But like for people for like that, you could kind of do like what University of Arizona does, where they get there, they have a sit down meeting first 30 minutes of the session before anyone goes out and skates. They get ideas for events, stuff like that. And then after that, it's like, all right, guys, well, we talked about everything's important. Like, let's skate. Let's move on.
I'm gonna keep that in mind because, like, I know that's kind of been like a reoccurring topic we always talk about because we're always trying to figure out how to like delegate work too, and you're just like making sure the club is actually getting stuff done, and actually being like consistent with stuff because like we have a lot of projects we want to do. Like I know a really big project that I personally want to get like really on the ball rolling before I graduate is like Thrasher King of the Road.
Yeah. Oh, every club has said they wanted to do something like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanna do a king of the campus for here, cause like, like, at least, like, not like, some kinda way for, new members and just, like, members in general to have, like, a way to, really connect, like, a 2-week long just, like, thing, with, like, campus spots. But, so some, like, crazy shit, but it's all optional, you know?
Dude, that would be fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah.
I might steal
That's
that idea, bro. Low key.
No, dude, feel free. Because what would be really cool is eventually, it becomes, like, a national thing,
Mm-hmm.
And can be, like,
Yeah.
a that would be super cool. And then there's like a whole book nationally built around it.
Us and like the other Arizona clubs, us talked a little bit about maybe trying to get something like King the Road going with each club, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah, and that just takes time, and it's like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, what was I gonna say? Hold
oh, you're good. Don't
on.
worry.
No, that's chilling.
I like
Um,
before like this. I like was making like a notes page. I'm like, all right, shit. Like, what am I gonna say?
yeah. No, I feel I was like I have like on my phone, I have just like questions to ask you guys,
Oh, okay,
like
word.
general questions, just so like if the conversation dies down, I know like something I can bring up.
Yeah.
But no, and also with sit down meetings, like it when delegating tasks, you're able to delegate to like normal members who may want to be officers next year. Like for me, that was like a massive thing. Oh, my roommate's out there smoking. Anyways, that was like a
Oh,
massive thing for me where it was like I joined the club and then suddenly like I was running the Instagram like literally like 2, 3 weeks into it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's stuff like that where you want the little freshmen who may be the future of the club to like feel involved and feel like their voice matters and really get into the other side of the club that's not just skating but all the work that goes behind
Oh
making it
yeah,
happen.
especially like video creation.
Hmm.
Damn, that's just been a whole like thing for us right now. Is because we have like so much footage. Because we'll go and like record. We'll always have someone like recording. Trying to getting clips, and we'll have like we have this like folder, like we'll groups of folders because we'll try to like organize it. But it's just like hundreds of clips. But it's just like we just need like honestly a team of people to be down, to edit it. And there are people I do know who would probably be down to edit it, freshmen, people who are kind of new to the club. Because that's another thing we've been pushing is a lot of like if you're like into media, if you're like a photographer, if you're like someone into videography, we've been able to set up internships for like people who are into photography and like film
Dude,
because of skate
definitely.
club, because they've made like their own little skate films, or we have this like this one guy who is taking photos for like Netflix right now.
Bro, what the fuck?
Well, like some like from like for a small director, but still like he makes films for Netflix, and
Yeah,
like he was super talented. And, we had him go to these really big skate events, and he was getting these huge shots, and now he's like doing big stuff. So
yeah. No, like yeah, I feel like there's another part people don't really bring up, dude. Like it's a great way to like start thinking about like or not start thinking about like, get some experience with whatever your career might be in, you know?
oh, yeah, for
Like
sure.
I'm a marketing major, and so running the Instagram as a freshman was like super big, and I got my first like actual social media job
Yes,
because I
sir.
did that. Then I started, all this obviously, and that's kind of, you know, really pointing me in the direction that probably will be working in skateboarding once I'm done with college
So
and
sick.
everything.
That's so
So
sick.
it's definitely like such a gateway, and especially like one of my visions for skate clubs in America is just like a good place for like skateboarders to work, you know?
Oh,
Like,
for sure. Yeah, and it's a lot more because skateboarding is an industry.
yeah,
A lot more into it than just skaters, because who makes all these brands, who runs these brands,
exactly.
these
And
huge events together, who designs these parks.
yeah, and like my biggest thing is like I want skateboarders to be educated,
Oh yeah.
like if there could be like athletic scholarships, so like
Yeah,
fucking people like I don't know, like Laser Crawford or whatever could go to
yeah,
college.
yeah, laser.
Yeah, Arizona legend. I actually know his girlfriend. We went to high school together.
Really? The only
Yeah,
reason why I know him is from the Woodward show.
dude. Most people know him from that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, him and like Roman and Gavin.
yeah,
I've
Roman
actually
had.
ran into Gavin a handful of times because he's a San Diego local.
Yeah, Roman's also from Phoenix, and my
Yeah.
dude, one of our members just posted up with him like at the airport. It was like, yeah, bro, me and homie go way back. I'm like, what the?
Oh, that's
That's
crazy.
crazy, bro.
That's insane.
I know, but like, like guys like that, like super young guys who, are college age and could go to university, going get educated, and then once, physically their skate career is over, they can't huck as well as they could. They can,
Oh yeah.
like bring what they know from college and, the industry in general to the table and maybe prevent skateboarding going through like an economic collapse every like 10 years.
No, that's so real. Like that's also something like I've always had. Like obviously, like I love skateboarding. Like and I would say like I'm a pretty good skateboarder, but obviously I'm not gonna go pro.
Yeah.
Like be this pro. But I want to stay in the skate industry somehow. So I've always looked at that like as a career. Like for me, like I'm a political science major, but like one thing I've realized about running SDSU Skate Club that was really big for like that career is like the skate advocacy stuff. Getting into like going into like the state, and getting like skateboarding recognized by the state itself and the city itself, and
Yeah.
getting stuff approved. Because like at least with like getting parks built and just like stuff like verified, this is my our professor, who is involved in our club. He really goes into it as like you need people who are educated, who will go in there and represent as skateboarders, but they you know walk in there, with suits and stuff,
Yeah.
and they know their stuff.
Exactly, dude.
And
Like,
it's just like there's a lot into it that don't people don't really realize.
I know, and that's like kind of where, I'm trying to get to right now, where it's just kind of like at least be some type of central figure for colleges to look at for when it comes to skateboarding at the collegiate level, you know?
Oh, 100%. Because like skateboarding is growing.
Yeah,
But it's growing, and like the most we can do is really just be there to help push it into the right direction.
exactly.
Especially like keep it with my gosh, with the skateboarding like economic state, because like
Yeah.
skateboarding inflation's been crazy, bro.
Inflation's been crazy, tariffs has been crazy, and
Yeah.
like I always every time I see people talk about it, they always go, "Oh, it's because skateboarding is dying,"
No,
and
it's
it's like
not.
definitely is. I'm like, that's definitely not the reason why skate
uh,
companies are going under. It's all every other economic factor than the popularity of the sport.
yeah, no, 100%. Like when we had Steve Van Doren come in, he was talking about it because he was talking about like just through like his experience, like spikes he's seeing like with his shoes and stuff,
Yeah,
and just like. And also we're just having the whole debate of shop decks versus skate company decks now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it definitely for that debate. I think it definitely depends on what the shop is. You know.
Yeah, 100%. Because like some shops just are able to make more proper boards.
Yeah, like Cowtown, all the way down in Phoenix, bro. I see their boards all the way in New Mexico, bro. Like
Yeah.
they're massive because basically their shop decks are like just cheaper Baker boards.
No, that's kind of the same for the shop that sponsors us here, Slappies. It's like everyone in San Diego skates their decks because yeah, they're just a cheaper, just like normal deck, and like they
Yeah,
last long. Like they're just like a normally good like board,
yeah. No, dude,
and
for
just like
sure.
I'm not trying to pay $80 for a deck.
Yeah. No, dude. All right. Well, I kind of want to hear some like fun stories from the club, really get a vibe of what you
Yeah.
guys are like over there.
I mean, it's been pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like we will say, like we had a house show that we just got done, and that was really I think something that we really want to get more on as a club is our house shows because those are really fun. And like we had a bunch of bands come down. We had this one house that like we know in the school that like holds a bunch of house shows, and we were able to get like 4 bands in, and it was crazy, bro. Like everyone was fucking just a bunch of random a bunch of people, including the club. We had like 4 mosh pits, multiple crowd surfs. Actually, our photographer was crowd surfing for a while.
Bro.
That was so sick. Parties, we haven't been able to do too much just because most of us in the club right now are like, well, a lot of us are going into our junior year, but a lot of us were like freshmen and sophomore when the club started. It's
Yeah.
like we were living like on campus. So it was a lot of like like student housing apartment parties.
Yeah.
But those only go so far with like RAs and CAs.
Yeah.
Um, but it's been mostly like, we have a lot of skate events, I will say, a lot of skate events. We've done like Oh, one thing we have been getting into though is cliff jumping.
Really?
Yeah, it's cliff jumping. Yeah, because like we have a few surfers and like such stuff like that like in the club, and they've given us spots for like beaches and cliff jumping. So we've been getting into that. Um, I don't know. It's just been a mix of just like of skateboarding and just like kicking it. Like
100%, bro.
Yeah. Like I know this coming up semester we really want to get into actually doing more like non-skateboarding stuff like,
Yeah.
parties. Since actually have a house now, like we'll be able to throw. And that's something I'm really looking forward to is actually being able to throw. Um and also just doing more house shows because now we have an idea of how to really push that. House shows are fun. Like I don't know if you get if with your guys' campuses like how big house shows are, but like for us like house shows are definitely like kind of a thing right now. We also I'm almost forgetting it. We threw a house show on top of a parking garage.
Bro, what?
Yeah, that was really. We have like these 2 parking garages, like they're kind of like on campus, but like at the end, like at the edge of campus.
Oh,
So
okay.
when it comes to like the like campus itself, they don't really hear about it. So like we like hit up this band. We're like okay, like we'll go at this time. We put the flyers out like the day before, and a bunch of people came, and we're also able. We brought a kicker over too.
Dude, hell
So
yeah.
that was super sick. We had we had people skating like while this band was going on. That was sick. We went to Hellbomb. Hellbomb was crazy. That was like, oh my, like, because like they're having in downtown LA, so it got super packed. I remember like there was like police were like everywhere because like the Hellbomb got so crowded you couldn't really actually see like the actual competition going. So people were just like doing their own Hellbomb.
Bro, what
Like
the
people, like
hell?
I remember like there was the contest going with like thrashing and all that, but then like literally right next to it, random skaters were just bombing this hill. But like this is all in like downtown LA, like in the city. So like they had like a section of the hill like closed off for the event, of course, but like there was like these barriers, and I remember I saw this dude in a Fortnite banana costume. He was coughing. I remember he was in a coffin riding down the hill, and there was like this barrier, and he crashed right into the barrier, but it opened the barrier up, and everyone was flooding into the street. But it was like an intersection, like where cars were coming and stuff,
Bro,
and then
what
like
the fuck?
everyone was flooding into the intersection. And then, like, I remember, like, we were like, "Oh, damn." And, like, I remember, like, 2 police helicopters were, like, circling the event, and, like, a bunch of cops in riot gear were coming over,
What the
like, trying to,
fuck?
like, put an order. And while all this is happening, like, Hellbomb was still going. Like, Hellbomb was I remember because I remember hearing all the commentators are, like, just like, "We're still keeping this going." They eventually ended it early, but that was super sick.
Dude, that's
Uh
insane.
yeah, we've done like we had an event with Independent. Well, like we just like were there. It was for the owner's birthday. That was really cool. And I think that was kind of a big event where a lot of our members actually like really like hung out cuz like a lot of us weren't really skating cuz all these pros were there, they were all like sending. Oh, and Chris Dawson was there.
Yeah.
It was, like, right after, like, his whole El Toro. It was after, like, people knew he landed it at El Toro, but his footage wasn't out yet.
It was like one that came out on Thrasher, like the sequence.
Yeah, that the sequence, but I remember a lot of people were there, like, like, trying to figure out what was going on, but, I mean, as a club, like, we throw a lot of, skate related events, but we really been trying, to get the club closer, as a club. We were a little bit slow this semester when it came to, like, just like parties and just like doing stuff. Besides the house show, just because like school was kind of like destroying everyone. Like school just got really
I
busy.
feel that.
Yeah, and because I remember like me and like the whole exec board, like we pretty much had like the meetings going, but like besides like some big events we were putting together, like we were just kind of like because like it was busy with school. But
Mm.
like we definitely were like really into like just like weekend skate park trips. I do know some of us actually did get to go to UCLA skate club and party with them though.
Dude, yeah.
Uh, that
I
was
don't
really
think I know any of them anymore, but their old president was this girl, and she was pretty sick, dude. Like,
yeah.
yeah, very nice. She came to like a few meetings a couple times. She was like
Oh
dope.
really?
Yeah.
I would say they've been like super nice. I know next semester we're planning on doing an LA trip because I was there and their parties are sick.
Yeah.
High key, that's kind of what I'm trying to do because like what they have is like they have like this courtyard where they
Yeah.
have like the party going. They have a DJ and everyone's like dancing and stuff. But like in the back, they made like a half. They had a half. They took 2 quarter pipes and just made a half pipe, and
Yeah.
you had people skating in the back. And I was like, this is sick.
Bro.
It's like
Yeah.
we need to do this with our house
Dude.
because like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like MSU, they had like a mini ramp and everything in the back. Like I that's definitely the move, bro.
yeah, like it's be so sick because like the house we're getting, like we don't have like our backyard is literally just this flat space of concrete.
Dude.
And it's also like our driveway, but yeah, it's like perfect. And I just it's like we can so just put like 2 quarter like well, I want to build a half pipe, but our landlord just like no.
Yeah.
So we're just like
Bro, you can like even then though, you can like throw like a box. You can like throw a bunch of shit if it's just like
oh
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
just boxes and just like get 2 quarter pipes,
Mm-hmm.
and just put them in front of each other and below a bit of space because that's like what they had, and it was super cool. But yeah, like we've definitely been more skate focused
Yeah.
when it comes to stuff, but we really want to do more like, parties and just like
100%, dude. Yeah.
actual like fun stuff.
Yeah. Are you guys like more of like a commuter campus or like or do a lot of people like live on campus or like super close to campus, you know?
I mean, I would definitely like SDSU is kind of in a weird spot right now. Like, I definitely will say like a year ago they were more of a commuter campus, but
Okay.
like now like they're really pushing to be like a campus for a lot because like they've been
Yeah.
building all these apartments and dorms
Okay.
like around campus, and it's like I constantly see construction when I leave my apartment now. Um, I will say like there is a lot of people who live on campus. And I would say the majority of people who are out of state, actually all people who are out of state, will like live on campus or like in the neighborhoods around campus. Like we have a lot of like a lot all the neighborhoods that are surrounding campus are college neighborhoods, are
Yeah.
full of
Okay.
like the frats and stuff. But I definitely but like that whole group probably really consists of like 20-30% of the actual school population.
Damn. Yeah. And you guys are a massive fucking school, so
It's weird. It's weird because like we are, but like I wouldn't say our campus is that big. Like especially like when I went to like UCLA, I like went to their skate club, like their campus looks like a city.
yeah.
It's like it's massive. And like I would say like our campus itself isn't that big, but again, like SDSU has been like over emitting like a lot of students. I know they're
Ooh,
trying to,
yeah.
yeah. Like SDSU's in this weird spot where like I think they were like honestly when I was a freshman, I didn't like or when I was a senior in high school, I didn't really know about San Diego State until like I got in. And now like I'm hearing about it everywhere.
Yeah. That's kind of like it's kind of like a problem we're having now is like over emission. Like
Yeah.
flat and like, Flagstaff is not like a big place,
Yeah.
Especially it's so obvious when it's like a break. Like right now it's so dead around town.
Dude, same here. Like, I just like like our whole club is like everyone like is at home.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just been me, like just like here.
Yeah, and it's not even, but it's like not even like the areas around campus, because it's San Diego, you can go to like a Padres game. There's still like a bunch of
Yeah.
people. Here, it's literally like downtown is dead. Like,
Damn.
like everywhere is dead. Like you'll have like tourists, but like on a normal weekday, it's like no one is around at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Damn.
uh,
Yeah, dude. It feels so weird though, just like, up was it in summer or like break.
yeah. Which kind of leads me to the last question I really want to ask you is, do you guys have any summer plans? I know Go Skate Day just went by, but 4th of July is coming up. We
Yeah,
still
for
got like a
the
whole month and a half ish.
Yeah, honestly, not really. Just because, like, as none of our members or, a lot of our members are out of state, or, they're just like, or a lot of them are in state, but, they're just like in like on the coast, throughout. A lot of our members actually live in like San Francisco, I realized.
That makes sense.
Like, that's something I've actually noticed. A lot of our members live in San Francisco. So, like, honestly, like, as the club right now, we're kind of just using summer as to kind of like get stuff done internally
Okay.
with the club because there's been a lot of projects like we've had throughout the year. We've kind of just been throwing like off. So that's kind of been something I've been really trying to focus on. It's just like getting these little projects together so when we start the year, we can start like hard and we can like go hard. Because like we'll have the house, we have our like we'll have a bunch of merch we're finally dropping for the club. And what we're thinking of doing is like you brought up the attendance, which is something we really want to like get going. So like what we've been thinking is like how like frats have like dues or like you have to
Yeah.
like we're gonna have it's gonna be once a semester and it's just gonna be like $30, but it's like a it's like a membership like enrollment fee.
Okay.
Like so like you'll pay $30 but you'll get a shirt.
Yeah.
Get a shirt and that kind of solidifies like all right, you're a member and then that's kind of like okay, these are like our actual members.
Yeah.
Because like
100%.
we have a lot of people who just come like who just like will show up at the club like once sometimes, maybe won't see them for a month.
Yeah.
Like it's like random because random skateboarders, and we also have a lot of people who don't even go to school who show up to the events.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of it's just like kind of looking at that and just like getting the house really together, like getting the house ready.
Yeah.
So when we get back, we can start throwing. And we also want to do a house show like the first week because like our like first 2 weeks of like school, like we don't have class.
Yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah. It's syllabus
yeah,
week.
and the frats are not allowed to throw parties. So like there's like this 2 week period where there's a bunch of new students, but like the frats can't throw.
Okay,
So it's like,
I see what you putting down.
yeah, so that's like kind of our opportunity to, kind of get some stuff going, so like get new get some new members. But yeah, right now as for far as summer plans, not really, just more so
No,
just like internal work.
no, that's good though. That's yeah, that's probably something maybe I should do. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just like no one's here. It's really just because like I have the time,
Yeah,
like I have the time. There's been stuff I've been thinking about. Like, might as well actually like do these projects now.
yeah, I understand. And I like the dues idea. Like, it's usually like a pretty unpopular thing. Like the only other club I know that does is Texas A&M, and that's because the university like forces them to have a minimum of $50 dues, which is kind of
Uh,
crazy.
yeah, but like for us, like yeah, it's dues, but like you get a shirt, so it's
Yeah,
more so like you're just paying for the shirt. And like one thing we think we're gonna try to do is like once a year we'll have a new shirt, like a new
yeah,
design. So
100%.
like hopefully when the club goes far, like there'll be members like who have shirts from like when the club was first made, and they'll be
Oh,
like, like
100%, dude. That's like what we have. Like all the OG members have like a little pill shirt where it says "NU
that's
Skate"
so
on it.
sick.
Like, hold
That's
on,
sick.
let me scour my closet real quick.
That. You said you guys also have trophies.
Yeah, well, that was from the university. So that trophy came from university because we were voted the best event of that semester. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but ASU also has trophies, like club trophies and stuff, which is something I want to copy.
Yeah, that's
Where
like
it's like most improved member, best trick of the year, stuff like that. And they've made little certificates, got little like those little
yeah.
trophies.
No, like honestly, like we might hop. I'm gonna kind of throw that around too, because like just encourages members to like, one try stuff,
Yeah.
but also just like be more active in the club, or just like it's a little thing to be hyped about.
Oh, dude. Bro, here's
Oh,
one of
that's
our
sick.
sweaters from my sophomore year, so like coming up on like 2 years ago.
Oh, that's sick.
Then my favorite one where our merch officer, we have like a whole officer just for merch. His brother runs his own like clothing company. So we got to use all of his resources to make these
Oh,
shirts.
damn.
And dude, you can like buy them online and everything. Like,
Yeah, that's something we need to like. We just got these shirts made, but like we need to make a website and like a way to actually like sell these shirts properly.
yeah. Well, with SCOA, we want to have a website and have like an online store for all of the clubs and stuff. So that might be coming soon-ish. We'll see
But
how we can get that done. But that's like another pretty big project
no, it is
that me
because
and
like
like the rest of the team want to do.
yeah, that is a big project.
Because we're like, dude, just imagine like one website you can buy all this club merch and shit from everybody. Like, maybe even have
Yeah,
like the ability to like talk with one of us to help design merch if you don't have anyone to do it for you.
real, and also turn you guys into like a brand. You know.
Exactly, bro. Get some
Yeah,
money so I don't have to work at Planet Fitness anymore. It'd be
for
great.
real, bro. Like I'm working for this moving company, but we're like in the off season right now. So like for this month, I'm just like
Yeah.
just doing nothing. I'm really about to go home just so because like might as well.
Yeah. Yeah, just going like, bro, I can't afford lettuce no more, bro. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
For real, bro. Food, gas, everything is just like
Yeah, especially in California, bro. I just did it was my 21st birthday like earlier this month, so
oh, word.
went to Oceanside for that shit and like
Oh, dude, damn, okay.
yeah, it was like dope. I'm like, fuck, everything's so expensive here, bro.
Yeah, no, I got like I have like my girl, like she lives in LA. Actually, she went to UCLA and like that she was like put me on to UCLA skate club and all that. Like I'll go like visit her and like every time I do, I'm
Yeah.
like filling up my car, like oh,
I know, dude, and like I was talking to my parents, and they're from California. Like my mom, born and raised
oh,
in the Bay Area. My
oh,
dad, when
okay.
he immigrated to America, he was in the Bay Area. So they're used to like California expensive, and they're just like, yeah, this is like fucking insane now. Like I couldn't imagine this shit when we were your age.
Yeah, but yeah, we do what we can.
Hey man, it is what it is.
For real, it is what it is.
All right, dude. Well, I have a final question for you. We do the little text posts for every month, and I just want to let you pick the song for it.
Ooh, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Let
exactly,
me,
man. You
yes,
got
sir,
you got to
let
put
me,
us on, bro. Something the club would love.
little text post. Let me quickly, I'm like looking at my playlist right now.
Yeah, I started doing this like a few like months ago, bro, and everyone I've interviewed fucking just loves like scrolling through and trying to find something to put on.
Dude, I know, cause like, it's like, I want to put something.
Dude, I should have recorded it on the last interview with ASU because he
Dude,
Aiden, the
I bet
president,
they
was like,
put,
"Bro, my music taste is fucking terrible." I had to call up their like social media guy, Mike, to find like a song.
well, obviously, I would say, like, I'm just like, what would, I know, like, what, like, some STSU homies would want, but I'm like, nah. Honestly, I would just take like Santeria from Sublime. I think that kind of sums up her club pretty much. Or like,
That's pretty good. We'll write that down, bro. Oh, there we go. This misspelled is all right. All right. Well, awesome, dude. That's all I have for you. Anything you want to plug real quick?
uh, honestly, not really. I'll
Yeah,
say
man.
this was a cool meeting though. I would say it's Vincent, right?
Yes.
I'm just seeing it here.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was awesome meeting you, bros.
Yeah,
Dope. I love
man. Well,
meeting all the
yeah,
homies from across the country doing this.
dude, sick. Well, yeah. I mean, we'll keep in touch, of
Yeah.
course. But
Yeah, man.
yeah.
And hey guys, so I somehow ran out of space on my laptop. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, do all that. I think these are getting better slowly, hopefully.